A couple of months ago, I talked about the obviously disappointing ordeal us Brazilians went through following the aftermath of last year's World Cup. Fast forward 10 months from that dreadful July afternoon in Belo Horizonte, and now the Brazilian national team find themselves winning 8 of 8, most recently beating France in Paris at the same venue we lost the '98 World Cup final. Let me make myself clear, this neither erases that final nor last year's World Cup. It's still very much alive in our minds. But here are some key noticeable elements to this recent upsurge in success for the Seleção. And number one, the coach. Even I didn't initially agree with Dunga being brought back, mostly due to the hard-headed approach and flavorless strategy we saw from him last time around. But I think that being sacked from his beloved Internacional 2 years ago and taking a sabbatical time off to sharpen his outlook on life has humbled him, brought him back down to earth, seeing most of last time's mistakes corrected. Number two, the defense. Out of the top 10 FIFA-ranked nations, Brazil have conceded the least amount of goals during the post-World Cup period. This is for two reasons. One, goalkeeper Jefferson is absolutely soaring. And two, no longer do we see those wild, irresponsible, raging bull-like rushes forward from defenders, in turn risking exposure. An obvious result from implementing more defensive-minded wing-backs like Danilo, who rarely, if ever, attacks simultaneously to the other wing-back. Number three, the best domestic player at the moment, box-to-box midfielder Elias of Corinthians, is a starter. And seeing that Dunga isn't favoring those who play abroad gives domestic players hope to strive for the best and be called as well, in turn bettering our national league, and one hand washes the other. Everyone wins. Number four, an ever-shifting offense where roles are never definite and players are constantly moving and filling in for each other. In the World Cup, there was a huge gap between the defensive and attacking thirds. Oscar supported the holding midfield line, roaming behind an overworked Neymar with center forward Fregi as effective as a training cone. They were predictable, and any half-decent coach knew what they were up against when facing Brazil. Now there's the fantastically audacious Roberto Firmino, who's turned into a major component of Brazil's ever-mobile new offensive front. Plus, we see a more dynamically well-rounded player and leader in the now 23-year-old Neymar, an obvious result of 2 productive years in Barcelona alongside the world's best player. This while steering away from the necessity of having a reference striker. It makes sense since the best Brazilian striker already plays for Spain, Diego Costa. Overall, we see a more compact offense, playing closer together, which is exactly how Brazil has captured audiences in the first place. Dunga has always been pragmatic, set in his own ways, but like I said before, this time around things seem to be falling into place, with the result being the best start from the Seleção coach since João Saldanha in 1969. It's far from jogo bonito, but even farther from mundane and predictable football. Bye for now.